Babe.
Babe?
Hi, babe.
Hi.
We're doing a podcast together.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is it?
I think it's weird because I've done, like documentary projects and stuff where I have a script and research and I have a very clear message that I'm trying to get across, but I've never just like had a conversation with somebody that strangers may or may not listen to.
Well, that sounded really rehearsed.
I don't know. I was thinking
like
about it earlier today.
Well, I appreciate the honesty. I was just joking. It didn't sound rehearsed.
Whatever.
Okay. So, again, for the listeners, my co-host Pat is working on his move to Cincinnati. He's had some interesting developments that I've been hearing bits and pieces about. And he's out for the remainder of this month, pretty much. So I have my fiancé filling in this week. And it's weird because we're in the same room and I haven't recorded with anyone in the same room before. We to try to not get any microphone bleed, I put these like big partitions between us. But they didn't really work that well, and we couldn't see each other, so it was just weird. So you can laugh into the mic if you want.
You said we can't record at the same time.
We do have a little bit of mic bleed, so we're trying to work around that. But you can laugh.
I'll laugh silently with the listeners. Can't talk. The listeners should know I'm laughing on the inside.
It's implied. Yeah, I guess. The interesting thing, like Pat and I don't do video either. And the one time we did, I was going back through and editing it. And since we could see each other, there were some things that we got from our facial like interactions that didn't obviously convert to audio. So there were like things that like we were laughing over faces that we made, and it was weird just listening to it because there was no context of what we were laughing about. And I feel like, I don't know, it's just if people are only hearing the audio, maybe that's how the host should only hear each other, but we're working with what we got.
I don't know. Yeah, I used to listen to this photography podcast more, and they would go over listener submissions, like photography submissions, and then they would talk about like what they were looking at, and it was really frustrating because I was like, well, I don't know what the you're looking at right now. Can I say
I'll just keep bleeping it out. Thank you. That's more work to do tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, we don't have anything planned. And I'm self-conscious about constantly talking about the wedding stuff but I don't know, the podcast is about our lives and kind of chronicling the journey through growing up. So there's nothing else to really talk about. Especially I'm just kind of floating through life right now. But yeah, we recently got engaged, and I don't know if you wanted to, the listeners have heard my side of the story. Is there anything you think I might have intentionally or unintentionally left out?
Well, when I was listening through the door that time, I thought it was really funny that you were like, I'm not really a mushy guy. And I was like, you're a little teddy bear.
You think I'm mushy though?
Not mushy. No, I wouldn't say mushy. Like, cause that kind of implies like, I feel like over sentimentality, but I feel like you were like, it sounded like you felt like you had to prescribe to this kind of masculine stereotype of being like,
wow,
of being like, I'm not a mushy guy, but, and it's funny because I don't really see many kind of like gender stereotypes personified in you, but I felt like that was a very gender stereotype thing to say.
You're coming on my fucking podcast.
You asked me about my opinion.
Calling me out. God, 1 second. Your mic was a little hot. Actually, I just muted you.
You just muted me?
No. No, I guess like I don't even remember the context anymore. But I'm not I guess I'm not one to be like, oh, love, my darling love, doth the wind blow sweetly through your hair, you know.
You just cry playing Zelda.
I totally do.
Which I think is really sweet.
I cried sitting in a Tesla. Like,
and I don't mean that as a criticism. It just it was just funny. You'd be like,
I only have extreme emotions about fiction. I guess.
fiction.
I don't know.
Tesla's not fiction though.
Well, no. I mean, fiction that I can. Oh, see, you know what? I was gonna say fiction that I can ever afford a Model S, but you're gonna call me out again because you don't like my. What do you call it?
Negative attitude.
Well, I mean,
I just don't think it helps. I mean, we all have, shitty days sometimes, and I think we all need our wallowing time. But I don't think, not to get all woo-woo and stuff, because I do think it takes hard work and effort to make things happen and to make changes, but I don't think it helps you achieve your goals if you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this thing that I really want to do or afford this thing I really want to afford.
Okay. Hold on real quick. Usually when we record, you're in the other room taking care of the dog and he's just pissed that we're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Levi, baby! Hey! We're doing a podcast! Little boy! I've been practicing the whistle through the fingers, and every now and then I'm really good at it. Right now I'm not.
It's either been a total failure or ear-splittingly painful when he does succeed, which I guess means it's a success. You edit this out.
So on a scale of 1 to amazing, log on to www.ratemyproposal.org.
Is that a real thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
It should be.
No, that sounds awful.
Let me check it.
Oh, God.
Was it so everyone says oh, it's every girl's dream, doing this and that and the wedding and first impressions, the proposal, was it like a storybook? Was it what's that dude's name from The Notebook? Ryan Gosling. Was it like the wind blowing through the grass, Ryan Gosling getting on one knee? Was it everything you hoped it would be?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I was really surprised, and that I love trees and nature and being outside, and it was a beautiful day and a beautiful hike, and the natural gas pipeline just was the icing on the cake. I could have done without the pipeline, but that's not your fault. It was still a beautiful hike.
Yeah.
That was a joke. It was an awesome proposal, and I was very happy and surprised.
And like I told you, I almost deleted the video of it yesterday.
Yeah.
I cleaned out 2,300 pictures and videos on my phone and almost deleted that one. I'm sorry, that would have been bad.
No, it's okay.
So the proposal was a 10, is what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay. I don't know. I kind of want to add, we've talked about it a little bit, but it didn't really feel like much, right when it happened, right?
It was interesting because, I don't know, I guess you've already talked about this, but, you were like, let's just take some pictures in this meadow, which is a pretty Tom Kelly thing to do. Take some pictures here and there, so I wasn't really thinking much of it. And, then when you kind of paused for a minute and you gave me a hug and you were like, I love you. And I was like, oh, I love you too. And I was just like, okay, well, that's, that's nice. We love each other. But then you were kind of but I really love you.
I got super awkward.
You're like, but I'll love you forever. And I was like, yeah, me too. And then I was like, I kind of started to realize as you were, repeating yourself and started to look like maybe you were thinking about something else that like I guess what I'm saying is it took me a little bit, and then like my adrenaline started to rise, and I was like, oh my God, like something else is going on here.
Do you think it was bad?
No, it didn't seem bad. No,
Okay.
but I didn't put it all together. But like then when you started like reach into your back pocket, I was like, oh my God.
Really?
Okay, I think this is actually it. And
What-
then I was really happy.
What if we did this long hike? We're in the woods after an hour drive, and I just broke like really bad news, and then we had to hike back together and then drive back home together.
That would be really fucked up.
That would be like the worst time to break bad news.
What kind of bad news would you go to all that effort to break
I
in
don't-
that way?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, like in the movies, it's like, oh my God, he's proposing. But really, he's like, we should see other people. You know, like, what if you're thinking, like, what the hell's going on? Maybe it's something bad. I'm just saying that would have been awful if, like, the worst place to do it.
Yes, it's a great tangent, babe. Thanks.
Really worth everyone's time.
Thank you for not breaking up with me in the wilderness and forcing me to ride an hour home with you.
You're welcome. That did happen to our friend Tyler once, though. He was like hours and hours away with this girl that he really liked, and she was like, she like broke up with him, and then he was like, well, can you give me a ride home? And it was like a 4-hour drive.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Okay. So I nailed the proposal.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
We
would marry.
So we didn't have service at the pipeline, the natural gas pipeline. And I was kind of torn because I was excited and I wanted to tell people, but I really wanted to keep it a secret from Pat so we can like break the news on the podcast. I was like, you know, he's never on Facebook, never on Twitter. We could just do it and he won't even notice. And of course he did. But yeah, we told people the next day, right?
Yeah, I was actually really glad that, you know, you did it with just the two of us. And it was kind of nice to sort of have this like little special secret for a little bit. And yeah, again, I was also really excited to like let people know, but it was nice to also have it be this little romantic thing between the two of us for a little bit.
It was nice. I think we should keep more secrets.
Okay.
I feel like we'll probably keep enough secrets just between the two of us.
Do we?
Like, I mean, not, I don't know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
What secrets do you have?
Like, I just burped, but I probably edited it out, and that's something that only the two of us experienced.
Except now you're telling everyone.
And I'm going to edit that part out.
Okay. What other secrets do we have?
Like, that other people don't know about us?
Yeah. Are we actually going to tell people?
I don't know. I mean, other than just, like, the normal stuff that you just wouldn't tell people, like the naughty stuff.
Oh.
But we're saving it for marriage?
Right.
Speaking of marriage and the wedding, do you want to talk anything about that?
I think it'd be interesting to talk about what your deepest fears are.
Well, spending 15 grand on a wedding.
No, but I mean, like, well, yeah, the money sucks, but I mean more in terms of like, I am still wrapping my head around the fact that it's like, you know, technically a lifelong commitment, which seems like a long time.
Like, yeah.
It's not that I don't want to, because I do, and I love you, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm also like, holy shit, that's a really long time. And like, I'm worried that you're going to get bored of me. And
It's a potentially long time.
What?
You could die super young.
Yeah, you could.
Well, you could too. Don't put it on me.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, that opens up a whole other can of worms. Then you're like, you know, a young widow or widower.
God. I guess my biggest fear in terms of marriage is just having lived through 2 divorces, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was 2 when my parents split up, so I don't really remember like that too much, but it obviously affected me a lot. Up until like, I guess 12 because they were always fighting, and it was hard to like go see my dad, and just only getting to see him, it was like every weekend or every other weekend or something. And, never having peace between the two of them, like two people that I really loved. And then my mom remarried and then divorced like 7 or 8 years later. And I mean, that was brutal too. But I mean, we've lived together since October of like this October will be like 4 years. And I mean, I feel like you've seen the worst of me. So there's, I feel like everything's already pretty much out on the table. So, I mean, not like it's something that can't or won't happen, but I think we've been together longer than my parents were married already, So I feel like that kind of eases my mind a little bit, like already thinking like we've seen it all. Like there's not. Oh my God. I think our neighbor just like
dropped dead.
You okay there, bud? I guess he's fine, or he's not responding because he's dead.
Either way, we'll have a quiet podcast. Just kidding. I hope they're not dead.
I hope they're f***ing dead. I hate them so much.
I heard a bump. Guys, they're not dead.
I'm totally derailed. What? Oh yes. I don't know where I left off, but I pretty much feel like we've seen the worst. We're super comfortable around each other. I poop with the door open. Like there won't be any surprises that would like lead to like, oh, that's not what I thought I was signing up for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm like still like really super excited to be around you, and like when you come home, and still am a huge fan of the way you look, and
thanks.
I think you're getting hotter with time.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, so hopefully I'll get hotter with time. I'm definitely losing hair over time.
I think you're very hot.
Thanks, babe. I was fishing for that. What's your biggest fear? That I'll just get bored?
Yeah, well, I know you guys had some, you guys had your Valentine's Day episode and you talked about monogamy, and I haven't heard the whole thing. I'm sorry, but we've had our own talks about it too. And I mean, I guess in a nutshell, the whole concept does freak me out some because, I think that we're both people who like the idea of a long-term committed relationship, and that's what we both want and what makes us feel comfortable. But it does freak me out. I mean, at a biological level, we're animals. And so, yeah, I mean, it scares me. It's like, I guess I do wonder if there is kind of, well, let me back up a minute. But, well, essentially, marriage was put in place as this kind of like religious control mechanism, and we don't need that anymore, thankfully. We don't have to get married, but I still want to, and I guess I'm just hoping that it's something that we always, want to remain in with each other. But I feel like I'm not putting this in a very eloquent way, but yeah, it is scary. I mean, like decades of being together. I mean, if we both live till we're like in our 80s, that's a really long time to commit to one another. And I want to, and I'm really excited, but I'm also scared because, I don't want you to, as you're yawning over there, get
Sorry.
bored of me.
No. Just tired. Not tired of you.
Okay.
No, I get that. I mean, I think, I don't know. And you can't really like promise someone I'm never going to get tired of you. Like, who knows what the future you is going to be, or like.
Maybe I'll be really boring.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
I mean, definitely like, especially at the start, like doing the wedding planning stuff was almost like a nice change of pace of like something to like talk about. But now it's just been like kind of a nightmare already. Like 2 weeks in and we still have another year to go.
Well, my hope is that we get it all ironed out here quickly and then we just don't have to worry about it. That was my method of attack.
And that nothing can possibly change over the next year.
Exactly.
You know, I guess most of actually, I don't even think about this. You know, I think the place we're still planning on getting married is pretty secure in its, you know, being in business next year, but
oh, it'll be fine. It's
I know,
for a long time.
But like, imagine, you know, you had like a caterer and they like go out of business a month before you, like, you know, stuff like that could happen. But pretty much everything is wrapped up in one place, which could be bad if it wasn't a place that's been around for like ever.
Right.
So I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless I turn into Groomzilla and give Clay a scolding and he quits and the entire business goes down from there.
Oh no.
But I don't think that'll happen.
From one bad Yelp review.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to review this place.
No, stop.
Just gonna review him as a person.
No. Anyway, we're digressing. Back to
I really want to talk about the wedding stuff.
Okay, you're done with deepest fears about committing the rest of your life to me.
I'm over it. I'm already bored with it.
Okay, well, there's my biggest fear in a nutshell.
I don't know.
Are you afraid I'm gonna get fat and ugly?
I'm afraid that I'm gonna get fat and ugly, but that's like unrelated to the wedding.
I'm talking about like long term here.
So, you know, there is this thing where like I have thought about like what each of us will look like in, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years.
Oh.
We're
gonna be
like
really, really old.
Like I've been curious. Like obviously, when I was in sixth grade, I thought the sixth graders were hot, right? Obviously, I don't. Obviously, I don't anymore. What I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying, but
now that.
Oh my God.
And then when I was a seventh grader, I thought the sevies were hot.
Okay.
But like, you know, you change with like, you know. Most people anyway are attracted to people more like around their age.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, plus or minus 8 years, right?
I've heard a theory that people, I mean, you know, naturally, like, I guess young adults are, you know, of legal age Tom are kind of always considered the quintessential, you know, goal or level of attractiveness. However, I've also heard theories that, like you're saying, as you age, you're always going to be attracted to people like within 5 years plus or minus your own age.
Right.
So yeah, like what you're saying, like you're attracted to people within your age range as you age.
Right. So like as you're, you know, when you're 60, like mentally you'll want to be with like a 60-year-old. Like, I mean, unless you're, you know, like one of those rich billionaires that keeps trading in for, as my coworker would say, the younger model.
Right.
But I forget what I was even talking about. Oh yeah, that like, you know, I guess I'm just curious about how you're I'm like totally spacing.
Like if you'll still be sexually attracted to me when we're old.
No, not
is that
not
what
like
you're saying?
No, not like you, but like, you know, me as a 26, right? Me, yeah, as a 26-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't find a 50-year-old attractive.
Right.
But like when I'm 50, it's weird to think about like at some point in my life I'll find a 50-year-old sexy, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of, you know, conjecture about the future, like how will each of us look? But, you know, I don't know, I guess I was going to say you don't get married. You don't get married for the future, but like, I mean, I want to marry now because I want to marry you now. Like, I'm not, you don't have to have all the pieces put together, I guess, but it's, I I don't know. It's a pretty big gamble either way. Like, I don't think that biologically, like, monogamy is like found like in nature. It's like it's a human desire. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. We already covered that, I guess. But I think, everyone's just like, love is a verb, and it's like something that you continually work on and work through, and you work through the bad stuff, I guess, to
Right.
Stay with the person that you really care about. I'm trying so hard not to swear because I have to like turn around and hit my little swear button. So I might go a little lighter on it this week. I'm just talking out loud here. It's not like we have hundreds of listeners because of, our brashness and our 7th grade selves just swearing to be cool.
I'll say enough for the both of us.
Ooh, damn. Mark that one. 26 minutes and 50 seconds.
No, but I do like that word. I think it's, so versatile. But anyway, I think that, yeah, I mean, people who are married for decades and decades and, relationship counselors and all that seem to, have this idea or theory or whatever you want to call it that, that there's always going to be really hard parts of being in a long-term relationship with somebody, and that, but, I guess that it's worth it, that like the depth that you build over time is worth going through those hard parts. More worth going through the hard parts than just throwing in the towel and, seeking out multiple short-term relationships that maybe never, you never reach the emotional depths that you would with somebody you're with long-term. I don't know.
True.
Okay. Sorry, am I boring you?
No, I agree. I don't know. I don't know what I want to talk about.
Well, you're the one who said that you want this podcast to go deep into subject matter, so.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Well, here's your opportunity.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time. I feel like I'm having a hard time focusing right now because I'm concerned about the recording quality and all the noises coming from upstairs.
There's only been like 2.
I hear a bunch of crackling and stuff, but I don't know. It's just nice having some time with you because it's been challenging to spend time together.
Yeah.
But we had like a whole day Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Because you weren't feeling well and I was supposed to work, and then it got called off for rain, and it was super nice. We like took a nap, and what else did we do? We had breakfast.
Yeah.
It was just nice.
Yeah.
And it was a nice day, and it's going to be a lot more nice days until we're 120. Just 127.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just sounds better.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that a prime number?
I'm not good at math.
I gotta look it up now because that might be fun to live to a prime number beyond 7 and 13 and 11 and.
Now you're just showing off.
It's not very impressive. I think you learned that in like 3rd grade.
Yeah, but I was never very good at it.
Oh my God.
What?
It's a Cuban Prime. I don't know what a Cuban Prime is. Okay, so 127 is 127 has its own Wikipedia page.
Tell me more.
Like, does he have a car?
Good.
So you hate Grease.
Yeah, I'm just really fascinated by the fact that you're constantly complaining that you don't get to go further in depth with like deep subject matter. on your podcast, and you're like, well, the other day we slept in and we ate breakfast. Let me look up this number on Wikipedia right now.
I'm feeling very scatterbrained at the moment.
Yeah. Maybe you're the reason you don't go into deeper
No,
things.
I think any listener can agree it is not me that derails the conversations.
Anyway, tell me about this Cuban Prime.
I've already moved on.
I want to know what a
off.
Cuban Prime is.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Listeners are dying to know.
If you think you know what a Cuban Prime is, tweet at the show at _ reminiscent FM. And actually, while I'm doing all this nonsense, I do want to say you should probably rate the show on iTunes with a 5-star rating, because God damn, we fucking deserve it. It's been how many episodes? And we're not number 1 in iTunes? Like, come on. Jesus. Okay, a Cuban Prime. I'm already lost. A Cuban Prime from the roll cubes. Okay, there are so many parentheses within parentheses. I'm like already. Oh my God. Okay. Is a prime number that is a solution to one of 2 different specific equations involving third powers of x and y. The first of these equations is, buckle up, folks, t equals x cubed minus 3 cubed over x minus y, where x equals y plus 1 and y is greater than 0. So, with that, if you want to go deep on something, I can just read this whole Wikipedia.
Wait, can you go back to the beginning and at the beginning of the definition?
It says a cube is. It's like there's like all kinds of brackets.
Okay.
Okay, a Cuban prime is a prime number that is a solution to one of 2 different specific equations involving third powers of x and y.
You know what that sounds to me like?
What?
That sounds to me like marriage, folks.
Because marriage is like a Cuban prime wherein x equals y plus 1 and y is greater than 0.
It's like the solution to 2 different equations, and we're the 2 different equations.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are we equal to?
127.
Oh, okay.
Marriage is the Cuban Prime.
Wow.
I know.
There's our show title. It's going to throw everyone off.
Well, slap me with the plantain and call me Cafecito.
What is cafecito?
That's a little coffee that they drink in Cuba.
Oh. Not a Cubano? Or no, wait, what? Just Cuban coffee. You
Cafe
just said
Cubano.
that. Okay, we're not all super cultured and have been all around the world.
Oh, hush. Neither have I. Can you just slap me with a plantain, please?
You would like that. It's so weird recording with someone in the room. I feel like there's like honestly, so when Pat and I record, like I'm wholeheartedly aware that the show could just catch on and we have 10,000 listeners. But like I feel like it's a lot of pressure, like looking at each other. It is weird.
Well, you're going to be looking at this face for a long time, so you better get used to it.
I don't know. It definitely is a different vibe. I'm not gonna say that I don't like it because I love looking at you, but I don't think I like recording a podcast in this format.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it makes recording more difficult.
I was listening to, I think it was Cortex with CGP Cray and Mike Hurley, and Mike was complaining that they were like together for the first time while they recorded, but Gray made him record in his room, and like Mike recorded in his room and Gray recorded in his. And he was like, I can't believe you made me do that. And he was like, it's the only way to record a podcast is like not face to face. And I feel like I'm understanding that now.
I like looking at you while we're talking, but you do this more than I do, so I understand that it's probably very different.
Like, yeah, even the times that Pat and I like did video, it was nice. It was fun to talk to him, but I feel like, yeah, it's totally different. But yeah. Oh well.
Was it awkward because you could tell he was chat rouletting the whole time?
Chat roulette?
Yeah.
Didn't we try to get on that the other day?
Yeah.
Was it, like, is it still a website?
I think so, but it was not mobile friendly.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I think it was like way too late and we were supposed to be like asleep and we're like, let's do Chatroulette.
Yeah.
We should do it now.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a webcam on this computer.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's just like the Mac Mini is just like a
Right.
like a tower. That might be fun to do, like a Chatroulette podcast. Like get the people's audio.
That would be really funny, actually. I would listen to that.
I guess yeah.
Except it'd be like 50% silence from muting all the dudes jerking
off. But that's honestly, if you think about it, that's the best part, right?
I'm gonna say there are a lot of variables that go into that.
And most of them are like not good.
I mean, most of them could be good or bad.
Dudes jerking off?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're a girl. You might enjoy that. So my friend Ryan and I would just get these dudes and like refuse to hit next, like make them do it first. And we would just like talk to them like they weren't doing that. Or we would like encourage them, like, you can do it, guy. Like,
I mean, that might have been exactly what they were looking for. Some young men to just give them
like, you got this, dude.
some good old-fashioned encouragement.
God. It's embarrassing. Like, looking back, like, how many minutes of my life were wasted watching dudes.
Have you ever talked on the podcast about how you called the sex hotline and pretended to be a girl?
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, that was such a lie.
I don't remember if we have talked about it.
Because I know you like have the conversation memorized verbatim because you've recited it to me multiple times.
Because it's so funny. Okay, so my friend Ryan, the same guy who we did the Chatroulette with, or that I did the Chatroulette with, we were watching TV on this like 11-inch like cathode TV that I have had since I was like 7. Like, it was huge, but the smallest screen in the world, you know? And we were watching like whatever channel came in because we didn't pay for cable. And there was like this commercial about like, this isn't a sex line, it's to meet new friends, right? So my buddy Ryan's like, this is for sex, right? Like, there's no way that it isn't. So I was like, well, let's call. So I called this number and it was like, press 1 if you're a guy, press 2 if you're a girl. So I was like, okay, 2, right? And it kind of paired you up locally, which I was surprised about. But the call goes through, and this guy is like a very heavy like Latino accent, like kind of hard to understand what he was saying. Sometimes I had to keep asking him to repeat himself. But I was like, hey, you know, with this like crazy voice. And the highlights of the conversation were, well, we were trying to count like how long it took for him to like bring up sex, and it was like 20 seconds. And he kept asking me about like what I was wearing and where I'm from. He asked like what my nationality was, and so my friend Ryan had this little dry erase board, and he's like, where are you from? And he very quickly wrote something down, and all I saw was CAN and some scribbles. Or he asked what my ethnicity was, and I saw CAN scribbles. I was like, I'm made of candy, baby. You could just eat me up. And Ryan was laughing because he tried to spell Canadian, and I couldn't read it, so I just said candy. So, and this is where it gets graphic. I know a bunch of you know, parents listening with their kids might want to cover their ears. He goes, I forget how it came up, but he's like, I got a 12-inch baby. And I was like, well, that's perfect because I got a 12-inch baby. You can feel me. And this dude, like, we were cracking up, like, probably audibly at this point. And he's like, oh, yeah. And, like, he, like, told me, like, where he lived generally and asked me to come over. Like, we considered, like, showing up and just been like, yo, I made a candy.
Oh, no. I wonder if he knew you were not a girl or not. I feel like there's no way he could have like actually thought you were a woman, like, which is fine either way. But
yeah, I don't know. But it got to the like. So, you know, we were having fun, just kind of messing with him, and he was like, just, you know, but then you can hear him like start to like breathe heavier, and I just like hung up. Like, it got super weird, but it was a good memory. He was.
It was a good memory.
It was one of the best. So my friend Ryan was like filming it on his like MacBook, and I think his like hard drive crashed and we lost it. But I remember hitting him up a couple of years ago, like, do you still have that? Because I was like, I don't know, I thought it was really funny. I had it on speakerphone, and he was like writing me messages of like what to say to him. But that's my only experience with like a sex calling number.
I think I called a couple like when I was like in the height of puberty and hormones raging, and I was just like, I wonder what'll happen, and then just be like, give us your credit card, and I was like, no.
Okay.
I'm 12. So.
But I'm 12. But you did some chat rooms though, right?
I did do some chat rooms. Yeah, did some cyber sex.
When you were how old?
Yeah, like 12. It's on AOL.
Like chat rooms?
My name was Angel Kiss 02. No I. Angel just kiss.
KSS?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that was how I got my first unsolicited dick pic. They didn't know I was 12. But I didn't know how to get it off the desktop. It was black and white, like an Abercrombie ad, very tastefully done.
Oh my God. It probably wasn't even his.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
What was his username?
I don't remember. But I had to ask my mom for help to get it off the computer, and she didn't know how to, because all you have to do is drag and drop it in the trash can.
Sure.
She had to call my uncle, who's a computer expert.
Oh my God.
And say that his 12-year-old niece had somehow, gotten a picture of a man's genitalia on the computer. And I just lied and said I didn't know how it got there. Wasn't that this guy was offering photos of himself, and I enthusiastically
just sent it?
Said, sure, send it my way.
Wait, did you, or he just sent it?
No, he was not clear about what he would send, and
God.
I was kind of in this liminal space of being horny, but also very innocent and not really sure that that's what I would get if I said yes. So, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So now listeners can participate by sending us the stories of their first encounter with a dick pic.
Oh, please.
Solicited or unsolicited.
Please. Okay, so if you... God. If you email tom@elemental.fm...
Don't send him dick pics.
Don't know. Jesus Christ. And I won't let her see.
Ooh, make sure it's black and white though, or maybe sepia.
I don't see colors.
Make it really old timey.
Put like 100 Kelvin filters on it.
Put a feather boa around it and a 10-gallon hat, so he feels like he's in the wild, wild west.
Yeah, it's the only way I can get off. Is if you say howdy partner. I just cannot help myself. So if you email me your story, not your dick, of how you got your first unsolicited dick pic. I don't know if we have to bleep out dick or not.
Dick.
Dick. Get your dicks, yeah?
Pardon me, sir. Looking for a bag of dicks today.
Yes.
Oh God. Let's
so
just delete all of that.
No. Email me your dick pic story. Tom@elemental.fm. If it's a short one, you can tweet at us at _reminiscentfm. Tell your friends to email us, and we will read them on the air. If you have pictures of that dick pic, keep them to yourself, unless there's 100 Kelvin filters on.
I have a special request.
Oh, God.
Can I? No, it's not that bad. I just I want to be a guest on the show when you read the dick pic stories.
We'll have a bonus episode of Megan reading dick pic stories.
Yeah, but I'm going to do them in funny voices.
Okay. Yeah, we always have these grand plans for what we're going to do with this show, and then Matt's the only person who ever responds, and I hope you don't have an unsolicited dick pic story. If you do, I'm really sorry, man.
Oh, why do you feel bad for him? Girls get them all the time.
But if you need to talk through it, you can email us too. And I know girls get all the time.
That was a very sexist thing to say.
That was not sexist. Just because I feel bad for him doesn't mean I don't feel bad for the other millions of women and other men affected by this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, don't give me that.
What?
Don't give me that. So we're approaching. We're at about the point that we said we wanted to be. Do you want to do a song of the week?
Oh, you didn't. You didn't prepare me for that. I forgot to think about that one.
Okay, well, let's do. I think we usually do our highlights first, so you can think about it while I'm talking about my highlight of the week, which I don't know what it is yet. I do. I was really bummed out when work, the side job, got canceled on Sunday because it was a good opportunity to make like half of what I make in a week at like my real job. And then you weren't feeling well, so you called off of your biology trip, and it was really nice to like not have to set an alarm, and we could wake up whenever we wanted, or wake up at 5 when the dog was whining, and then do our thing. And we like didn't really have any plans. I don't remember what we did, but it was just really nice to have a day off with you, because it's like, I mean, the day that that we got engaged was a day off together, but also that was the first time in like probably a month, maybe, that we had like an entire day. So I'm not just saying that because you're here. I would say that even if it was Pat here and we weren't making eye contact. Yes, I'm looking directly at you. So yeah, that's my highlight. You can't copy it.
Well, geez, babe.
You can copy it if you want to, but I don't want to get cocky and say like a whole day with me should be your highlight.
No, I think it was though, because I mean, between working and being in these classes over the summer, it's been pretty rare for me to actually like have a day without either work or a class, and I think that, oh my God, I don't even know what day it is.
Wednesday. I
feel like last week work really kicked my ass in a lot of different ways, and kind of, I mean, not only just am I dealing with the kind of struggles that come with taking on a new position at work, but also it's forcing me to kind of examine some of the issues I have surrounding like conflict with people, and like how I'm afraid to be direct with direction, or, you know, I don't know. I like people to be happy and I like people to like me, but that doesn't always serve everybody's best good to just kind of shy away from those things. So anyway, last week was really hard, and I think that's why I started to get sick, because I had been pushing myself too hard. And this is a really long way of saying a day off with you was exactly what I needed.
Good.
And I feel like I need more of it, honestly. I'm still feeling burnt out, but
yeah,
it was really, really great to just, be able to sleep in and hang out with you and the puppy. And I think it's really important to take time, you know, for ourselves, either alone or with the ones we love. And it was really nice.
Yeah, and you had your class canceled today, and I was like really wishing I could have been able to afford calling off work today, but I did not, and it was a bad day. So made Sunday seem even better.
I did come visit you.
You did, yeah, that was awesome too. You came and visited me at work, and you brought the puppy, and I got to take the longest lunch break in the world, and it was nice. It did make the day a lot better. Beautiful. Speaking of that, let's do our song of the week.
Dun dun dun.
John.
So this isn't just because you're here, and it's not just because of the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to this song before we got engaged, but I've really been vibing Death of a Bachelor
That's funny.
by Panic at the Disco. I'm a huge fan of Brendan Urie. And that song is really catchy, and dude's got some pipes.
Yeah.
It's a fun video. So yeah, I'd recommend that one. And the links to these will be in the show notes at elemental.fm/reminiscent/37. If you want to get some quick links to this, or if you are interested more about the Cuban Prime, we'll have a link to the 127's Wikipedia page in there.
Yeah, I was actually listening to that album in the car the other day, and I like that song a lot, and I like LA Devotee, but
Yeah.
I feel like the rest of the album is just like way too like show tuney for
okay.
me. I think he is a great singer, but I feel like he wants to be like he wants to sing songs more in the vein of like Frank Sinatra and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I almost wish he would like embrace that more than trying to fuse it with
Okay.
semi-pop stuff, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I see that. It's
Or very pop stuff,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
very pop stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why I said semi-pop. That was dumb.
It's so stupid.
Hush your mouth.
Okay. Happy wife, happy life. Am I right?
Oh God, stop. Oh God, sorry. Give me a moment here. Well, the songs I keep thinking of are not really recent songs.
A lot of ours aren't.
I feel like it either needs to be really new or really old, and I keep on coming up with songs in the middle.
We just try to keep it to like whatever we've been listening to that week, or like just, which is hard for me because a lot of times I'll go a long time without listening to anything, but
Right.
maybe something by Haim. F you, Pat. I've been listening to All Dogs lately.
Yeah.
I don't want to recommend your recommendation.
No, but actually, you know what? I've actually gotten a little tired of that album just this week, just because I've been listening to it a lot. But they have a song, and it uses this one excerpt from, oh my God, my brain, Fleetwood Mac. And I'm really not much of a big Fleetwood Mac fan. Sorry to those of you who are. It's just not my jam. But they have this like gorgeous kind of, alt rock femme girl punk band thing going on, and they just use like one tiny snippet of a section of a Fleetwood Mac song in it, and I really love it. We're gonna have to double check the title of the song because I think it's Ophelia, but I'm not sure.
It's not Ophelia.
You've been on my mind, girl, since the flood.
That's not it. That's Lumineers. Okay.
After 1,000 years, we realized the title of the song is Leading Me Back to You by All Dogs, and it's really great. Check it out.
Okay. All Dogs. I like her voice and her vocal production a lot.
That surprises me because I felt
know.
like it would be a little too grungy for you.
It's like, it's not to the point of like, it just sounds bad, but I don't know. There's some kind of like plate on her voice, like a really quick reverb. That's nice for some reason. But we're about an hour in the recording. A few minutes of that will be cut out. Mostly trying to figure out what song that was, but.
And where Tom called me a bitch and then I called him racist.
And just so we'll delete the whole tangent, but she called me racist because said I didn't like this one dude's rap song, and she called me racist.
Why are we talking about this? We already agreed we were going to delete it all.
Well, that's staying in. I get the last word.
No,
I love you.
It was 'cause I love you too, but it's because you don't like any like hip hop or rap, except for that one time you searched a month to find the Far Side album.
No, and I have J5 and Black Alicious. I like a lot of it. I just don't like. I sound like an old curmudgeon, but most of the. Like, I guess, okay, so someone corrected me the other day.
Uh-huh.
The stuff that I don't like is trap, which is different, which I just thought maybe since that's what's on the radio, like on the rap stations, that it was rap. But no, I was wrong. That is not rap.
That's what they're playing on the rap stations.
Oh, those kids with their loud music in their boom boxes.
No, but you don't like a lot of other rap and hip hop as well.
I don't like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
I talk a lot of shit
You
on
sound
a lot of
like
bands.
you sound like one of the comedians who's like, I'm not racist because I hate everyone.
No, there's a lot of music I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not even to sound like an elitist. Like Blink-182 is my favorite band. You can't be like a cool kid like I don't like anything and have them be one of your favorite bands.
So what are you saying?
I'm not a hipster. And I'm not racist.
Did somebody accuse you of being a hipster?
Everyone, you look like you should live in that one stupid neighborhood of Brooklyn. And we go there and it was an alley with a bunch of fucking...
He's talking about Williamsburg, folks.
Williamsburg. That place sucked. My God, I hate New York.
Oh, well... Williamsburg's not my favorite neighborhood either, but I
It's a
do like
dump.
parts of New York.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, good for me.
I love you.
I love you too, you little curmudgeon.
Ooh.
Can't wait to see what you'll be like when we're 127.
Ba 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 ba.